So guys, 24 hours after England's World Cup knockout game against Colombia in the Football World Cup happened last night, and wow, what a game that was, if you want to call it that. I don't really class that as a proper game of football. I think that was one of the most dirtiest, one of the most inappropriate, not a game of football ever, really. That was one of the most weirdest games I think I've ever watched in football history. How the referee did not pull a single red card, I have no idea. The way this game was unfolding, and everything was going on, it was just real crazy. The Colombians came with a game plan of, we're going to hold England, we're going to push them around, we're going to be really physical, picking up all the fouls. A very young English side got easily rattled and very shaken up by it, wanted to then get confrontational. It was just like a whole ring of fire, this game. It just wasn't a massive, spectacular game as in such. It wasn't a great game, but I think it's one of the weirdest games I've ever seen because, as I said, the Colombians were just coming to bring something. They shook up the English players. They got shaken. Again, all the fouls, so many fouls. Coming from a rugby background as well, the referee is the match official. He is official. You address a referee. If you have a man ref, sir. A woman ref, ma'am. And that's how you address a referee. It's sir or ma'am, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir. Along them lines, and then you walk away as soon as a penalty, a free kick or anything is called. That is what you call respect. There is a load of respect in rugby. That is not in the current football right now, and it doesn't exist, which is really and totally embarrassing. I'm going to say on football's behalf, this is not spectacular. This is unsightly. This is disgusting on all levels. I took this picture off my TV screen last night. We've even seen videos and pictures of Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the world's greatest football players, in a referee's face, shouting, yelling and arguing at a ref after a decision has been made. A referee's job is to officiate a game, give out the fouls and yellow cards. In this instance, this was a penalty to England for a foul that was in the box on Harry Kane, where a guy actually held Harry Kane from running to get onto a header coming into the box and pulled him down to the ground. Clear and obvious foul, clear and obvious yellow card, and yet these players think it's the best thing to get into somebody's face and be yelling, shouting and arguing. This brings a game actually into disrepute. Really, for someone coming into your face, you think as an official you're going to change your mind? You think you're going to be intimidated by this? No, you won't. I don't know what this is, but this isn't good. Young kids are watching this. Young kids are watching all of this action unravel. And with the job that I do, I deal with a lot of this stuff. And you see it all the time. Young kids in adults' faces in schools and in high authority places arguing. This is where they pick it up from. This money and everything that's in the game is all rubbish. It really isn't good, and it's unsightly for everybody watching. It really is. Referees should be mic'd up. They should have many cameras on, just like the normal referees. FIFA needs to start bringing in rules, and referees need to be more upfront on this and actually start punishing, laying out and dishing out yellow cards and red cards for players doing this disgusting stuff. We also were seeing fights in a game of football. Fights. Now, you kind of expect that in any sport. You see a lot of it in rugby. But especially when players are holding you. This is a non-contact sport. Football really is a non-contact sport. They shouldn't be hugging each other, pulling each other around, shoving each other. And yet, this is what was going on. And this is another picture from a free kick, where England players were in a war against the Colombians, and there was a lot of pushing and to and froing between the players. And then in the end, the Colombian player totally lost his mind and headbutted one of the players. his head went into his chest, up into his face. Now, this isn't a deliberate reaction. He literally did drop to the ground. But then again, there's so much diving going on in the game of football. All this diving just for a penalty. Come on, just man up, man. You ain't got to roll around. Have you seen the Neymar footage? It is terrible. It really is. But either way, there's a game of football at hand. And pretty much it was a decent game. You could feel the pressure and the heartbeat of everybody that was on Twitter as well. You know, the nerves are jangling, everyone was up there, everyone was emotional, everyone was really carrying England and really driving one, which is fantastic to see and fantastic to hear everyone getting behind the country like that. It's something that don't often happen, especially in the football. We don't get that far. This was our first win in a knockout game in 12 years. 2006, guys and girls, was the last time that England actually won a knockout game, and that was against as well North American opposition in Ecuador, believe it or not. Again, that was also another bloodbath back in 2006, but it weren't nothing near the bloodbath of this game, I'm telling you, man. And yes, you may gather, the game actually did end 1-1, and yes, I did say earlier in the video that England went on to win their first knockout game in 12 years. Of course, the game ended 1-1. England got their goal by way of Harry Kane from a penalty, which I've already spoke about, and we looked at the picture of that and the disgusting incident. Colombia also got their goal after putting England under a load of threat and territory in the second half of that game, right near the end. They put a massive shot, about a good 20-yard shot, wide, which Jordan Pickford, big ratings, who had not come under any pressure during the World Cup, has only had about 6 shots fired at him all tournament. He saved 3 and he's let 3 goals in. Of course, he put a massive arm save. This was that stretch. His arm just came out as he saved the ball wide there. Perfect from Jordan Pickford, making 4 saves. Actually proving that he could live up to a test. Later on, come from a corner. About a minute later, came off a head of Colombia. And they was back in it. So again, Jordan Pickford still had a 50-50 save rate in the game and the competition so far, but yeah, I'm not going to hold him to that. He still put up a fantastic performance. He is a young goalkeeper. He's only going to grow and get better. Again, the penalty shootout at the end proves class of any goalkeeper, as we all know. So the score stayed level during extra time. No one else scored. It stayed 1-1 on its way to a penalty shootout. England penalty shootout. Oh, you get a bit nervous every time. We have not won one, and I'm 24 and I've never seen us win a penalty shootout. But anyways, it goes to penalty shootouts. And by George, we done it! England have won a penalty shootout, winning it 3-4. We picked up the first miss, followed by a Colombian miss, hitting the upright and part of the corner for the crossbar. But that's what happens when you put it high. It's high risk versus high reward. You know, you either get it or you don't, and then once it's unfortunate. And then Jordan Pickford picking up his name again, making a humongous save, pretty much for us to win it, and for us to get that last penalty to actually we scored and won a penalty shootout. It is unbelievable. So now England have won our first penalty shootout, guys, in the last 20 odd years. It is spectacular. Our first knockout game of football won as well in the last 12. So England actually march on into the quarterfinals as we now meet Sweden in the quarterfinals. The game will be at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Should be either on BBC or ITV. Guys, make sure you check it out. It is going to be a humongous game and one not to miss. And really, you know, all favours point to England for this game. Let's be honest, it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. But when England's involved, it's going to be tension and heartbreak probably. But we're going to have to wait and we'll see. I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Thank you for watching as ever. Leave a comment, like and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video.